Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. I'm your host. You just texted me and wrecked my intro. I'm your host.
I didn't know you had to sound.
God damn it. Hi guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded. I'm your host DJ Qualls, and welcome to our Halloween episode. I'm here with my good friend Kelly Blackheart, who just wrecked my intro.
Sorry.
So today we are going to actually do something we've never done before.
What are we doing?
We're going to talk about the paranormal, and we're actually going to have a direction to the podcast.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll go sound like
Yeah, I haven't heard about any of this, so I'm excited. I can't wear this though, because
Okay, so for those of you who are not on our Patreon, we are dressed up. I am dressed up as the devil live from the MGM Grand. It's a very basically, I'm wearing a blood red sequin velvet suit with a sequin shirt, devil wings, and a
horns and bat glasses.
Mm-hmm. As you do.
And I'm wearing a pirate accessory.
Kelly went to order. Here's a tip for everybody ordering Halloween costumes: check the costume right when it comes.
Yeah, it's been
Amazon
sitting in the box until this morning, and I opened it up. I was like, "That's not the right costume." They sent me like a mini dress, and I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah, you look at it and did this. Helping that. That is not my personality.
Yeah. So I'm wearing a headscarf and an eye patch that I just took off my eye because it's really disorienting to have one eye.
Why do you think pirates are so damn cranky?
That is true. I think the hook for a hand would
tap. Oh yeah,
that would suck too.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine like people with really, really long nails feel.
Oh yeah, it makes me nervous every time I see somebody with very long fingernails typing. I'm just there like,
it's very sinister.
It really is.
I just want to know how they like wipe and pull up their pants easily. Even my nails aren't super long, but they're long enough. Texting is hard. Wiping is not.
You're really short. But anyway,
spooky.
Back to the topic at hand. I love Halloween. So Halloween is my second favorite holiday after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's my first.
Interesting.
I love Thanksgiving. So there's no. It's sort of come as you are.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in the idea of a Friendsgiving, getting together a bunch of friends if you can't be at home. It's just a time of food and fellowship, and then like when I would go home for the holidays, I would just leave and then go out with my friends. It's weird because in Canada, they don't do that. After Thanksgiving and for Christmas, they stay in.
They don't have Thanksgiving.
Yes, they do.
But it's not, it's Thanksgiving time.
It's literally called, yeah, but it's like a month before or 2 months before.
What is it, October?
I think it's in September. But it's called Canadian Thanksgiving.
And what is theirs based?
They can't let us have anything.
Yeah.
I think they also...
It's their story.
I think they also took a bunch of land from indigenous people.
Oh. October 14th.
Okay, it's October 14th. It's a month for us. Yeah. So they did like Canadian Thanksgiving, but it's not as profound as American Thanksgiving. There aren't expectations on it in the same way. But the headline is, after Christmas and Thanksgiving, we go out. People in America go out. You leave your family because you've been with them. And you feel like if you haven't fought that whole time, you won a major victory, and then you go out and celebrate. And they don't do that. They say bars are not open. A lot of bars are open on Christmas night. That's so weird to me. There's a hole in the market. You're missing out, Cam.
I don't really go out.
I do every year. I go out of the house on those occasions if I can make it out.
Sometimes my family will go to the movies on Christmas.
That's. I mean, maybe it's people who come from not broken normal.
Yeah, I mean, my family is huge. Like, my extended family is huge. So normally we will do, at least recently, in the past years, we've been doing Christmas or like holidays at my Aunt Julie's house because she's got a fucking.
Oh, she's the one who lives in Dog Patch, right?
She's got a dope house that has a bar in the basement. So all the cousins just go and get fucking.
Yeah, why go out and there's a bar in the house?
Yeah. So
you want some candy?
Thanks.
Sour gummy bears you have to eat lunch this Halloween.
Okay, a little later.
And I'm going to watch you do it too. So, Kelly, talking about paranormal, all that kind of stuff, what do you believe exactly? I think we touched on this in another podcast, but let's revisit it.
What do I believe?
Yeah.
Like, do I believe?
You believe in ghosts?
Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
And based on
Just vibes.
the gut feeling,
Yeah, I don't.
have you done your own research?
I haven't done much research. I do know that one of my favorite questions to ask people I've recently met is, if you were a ghost, would you haunt your friends or your enemies?
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you do?
My friends. I don't really have enemies, but I
Want some? I bet you will soon.
should pay definitely for me. But I think it's like, if anybody would choose to haunt their enemies.
You say Suge Knight's coming. It's a good callback for Pete this episode.
I wouldn't want to spend more time with people I hate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's torture.
and I would prefer to fuck with my friends, like move their keys around, bang on the walls while they're having sex, do that kind of stuff.
Watch them have sex. I love watching my friends have sex.
It's awesome. Somebody's got to do it, and it's not going to be me. But I don't know. I think that spirit is definitely a thing, and there's been so many convincing stories that I've heard from people where in moments that they really needed a message from their loved one that something has happened and all that stuff. So,
But it really could be magical thinking, because the
totally,
idea of death is so profound and permanent. And death is one of the only things that as humans that we can't really figure out. Because once it's happened,
say one of the only things. I feel like there's so much shit that we don't know, and so to me, it's
pretty unfigure outable.
yeah.
Because once you cross over, you're not coming back.
Well,
The people that do come back, there could be explanations for that. Like, your brain knows so much; it could know that you're dying way before you do, and dream you into some sort of state. Your brain,
like a vegetative state.
no, just a light at the end of the tunnel state. Like, you're fine. You know it to calm you as you're passing. Your brain maybe knows you're dying. And people have psychotic breaks all the time. And it's like, when things get too stressful, their brain's like, none of this is happening. None of this is real. And it will put you in a state so you can handle it, so you don't short circuit.
Yeah. So I just saw a video the other day, though, that in Haiti, this guy was talking about how his sister was brought back from the dead by his uncle, and it was like there was this witch doctor or something like that had made his sister sick, and she died, but his uncle was more like higher on the scale of power in that thing, and he was able to bring her back. And it was like a crazy story, but all of the comments were like, dude, I'm from Haiti and blah, blah, this is true, like all this stuff. I'm like, damn, I don't know. I don't know. I think I choose to believe in it because that's fun.
Yeah.
And
It's less cynical.
yeah, and we're all energy, right? Like I think there's something there. I've had my Alexa be haunted before by spirits.
What's that mean?
My Alexa at home,
And they start doing crazy shit.
yeah, for like a week, a couple of years ago. It was like right when I first moved into my house. In the middle of the night, it would just start playing the creepiest fucking music you've ever heard in your life. I
was raw. Dude, I had to stop watching her stories. It was scary.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Yes.
It was so scary.
like
So you're aware of this?
oh.
I have it on my Instagram highlights. So if you
This is what I want this episode to be about. Tell me this.
okay, so
Can you pull up something that is this on the internet?
yeah, it's on my Instagram highlights. Truly like the creepiest music ever. And I even tried Shazamming the songs to see if I was like, most of them didn't have any sound or any lyrics or anything like that. So it's not like I could really look it up. Nothing came up on Shazam. And it'd be like 3:00 in the morning. My thunderstorms would go off, you could turn off, and all of a sudden it's departing Earth. That right there.
Everyone wants to glasses for this. Hold on.
I'm gonna switch a
Kiss login. And I would be like, Alexa, stop. And then I'd look into my Alexa app to see if somehow somebody had like hacked into my Alexa and was requesting songs. There were no commands to Alexa in my app. I reached out to customer service, and I was just talking to the guy. I'm like, do you think my Alexa's haunted? He's like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, you got to hear this shit.
Let's do this.
The sound is off on the story.
Yeah, I'm just pausing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
This one was a sexy
What?
song.
What is this song, first of all? Also, how did
Was
you
it
start playing it?
Was the TV doing something?
No, I
What
didn't.
was
I
on
don't
my
even have a TV
Alexa?
in there.
It's back.
But that's what
the
it didn't make
fuck?
sense either
Alexa,
because I'm like, nobody
what
would
the fuck are
request
you
these.
doing?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having trouble.
I'm so confused.
Try it in a little while.
Like, imagine waking up just like that. Plastic.
Fucking Stranger Things. Summer Tribe. What time of night is this?
That was like in the middle of the night. But I went and took a shower at one point and I set up my camera. And during my shower, that was like less than 10 minutes, it played 5 different songs. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I looked up on Reddit. I'm like, is anybody else's Alexa haunted? And people were like, yes.
High up on my list of things to do.
Yeah, it was always a new song. It was always really fucking creepy.
Okay, so about music. So, you know, Josh and Tiffany.
Yeah.
So our friends Josh and Tiffany, they do this thing periodically where they take a group of people over to the Waverly, the Waverly Asylum. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. It's one of the most haunted spots in the United States, allegedly. Mm-hmm. And they spend the night there. And they do that. They like those meters that read static and it sort of hear words in static. Well, they had this machine set up and it started playing a song as in lyrics. And they were able to isolate, and it's static, and they're able to isolate it through it, and the song doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty common theory that if there's paranormal activity, it will come through your electronics and stuff like that.
Like fucking Poltergeist.
Yeah.
You ever seen Poltergeist?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I saw it when I hung out with this one guy who was on house arrest. He had an ankle monitor. That was the first time I ever saw it.
Maybe this is why you have an unfavorable opinion of bits of nuts. That was the myth. The actual myth itself.
I didn't know that he had an ankle monitor until I got there.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I didn't notice that last time I saw
Why did your pants come fully off?
Well, the last time you saw him must have been at his house, right?
It was he got the ankle monitor we had hung out briefly once, and then it was like weeks later. So something happened in between.
That's sneaky as fuck right there.
Come over. Don't tell me to pull my pants all the way down, though.
But I got to his place and I was expecting him to greet me at the door. He's like, I can't come down there. It's
Really? Oh, you mean outside the place?
yes.
Can you not leave your house?
He for some reason couldn't leave his apartment, and I was like, Jesus Christ,
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Pissed. But anyway, so they believe in this stuff. My brother and sister-in-law went with them recently and loved it, and they believe in all that stuff too. The thing is, I don't know what I believe, and we touched on this, that I was on Hollywood Medium, and I talked to my grandfather. I know I did. He knew things that, this young psychic, Tyler Henry, knew things that there was no way he could know.
Yeah.
Things that I've never said to people.
Yeah.
And also just deep personal things between my grandfather and I that I hadn't thought about in years or that weren't mentionable. And so I can't explain that. I really can't explain that. So it would be pretty pig-headed of me to, I've always been a skeptic about this kind of stuff. It would be pretty pig-headed of me to not acknowledge that something happened that I experienced. He also gave me a health reading that wound up being true. And it was very specific. And so I don't know how to explain things like that. I do know this, that we are in constant communication, like our bodies are. If my stomach growls, your stomach will growl. You yawn, I'll yawn. There's women move in with each other and their periods sync up, right? Yep. And so our bodies are constantly communicating with each other nonverbal. There are things.
We're all energy.
Yeah. And so in that logic, and because matter can't be destroyed, it's just repurposed. Maybe Maybe we do go to another forum. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, even videos I've seen where people are filming their children that are like they're looking through old photos or whatever, and it's the first time their children have seen this, and they're like, "That's me." And it's like the idea of reincarnation, or it's like, or they are like, "That's
kids will say
that's
something like
grandpa,"
that.
or something like that. And it's like, how do you know that? And it's like, I just saw a video recently too of this girl whose dad had died recently, and he always sat in this one chair and would throw the ball to the dog. And for the last like 8 months, this dog has been staring at the chair, wagging his tail, putting the ball on the chair, but like looking up as if he's looking at the dad and stuff like that. And she's like, he never did that before my dad died. And it's like, it wouldn't just be sitting. It clearly looks like it's looking at something. And animals are so much more sensitive to that kind of stuff. It's like,
I mean, dogs.
that's why it's good to have a dog, because you'll know if you got ghosts in your house.
Dogs can certainly feel vibrational things, and they also even things that we can measure. Humans smell parts per thousand. Dogs smell parts per billion.
Yeah.
And so they definitely have different kinds of senses than we do. So it is possible, if this exists, that it's also possible that the way that we grow up, we close ourselves off to see things.
Oh yeah, it's 100%.
In order to survive. The real world is the world's scary, and there are things coming at you all the time. So maybe our world is our world has moved so fast technologically, and how humans live. I mean, in the last 100 years, more than it's moved our entire evolutionary period. And so maybe we have evolved, like our brains have evolved to shut down that kind of stuff, because we're like, we can't fucking deal with you right now, ghost. Internet's out. Kids are fucking
Fix it.
Yeah,
Get out of my exact face. My Twitter friend, his name's Luke Barnett. He recently made a short. Do you know him?
Oh, I love Luke.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. So he just made a short recently that it was kind of inspired by the fact that he had lost his mom when he was 17, I believe, and he was driving one day and got a link from a number that he didn't know, and it was a link to like a YouTube video, and it was his mom. And then he recorded a message that was like, "Happy birthday," blah blah whatever, and it was from it's not that she did it from beyond. It was it was a video that had been recorded previously, but he has gone viral on Twitter now because he posted this short, and it's called The Crossing Over Express. And it's basically like the message is like, what would you say if you had 2 more minutes? And so he goes to this place where, he pays them money, and he goes into this thing, and he's able to talk to his mom again. And it's a really great, if you guys have 11 minutes, check it out. It's really fucking well done. And he messaged, after I retweeted it, he messaged me and was like, "I'm such a big fan of DJ, blah, blah, blah. I need to check out your podcast."
I'm going to watch this.
Yeah.
I'm really curious
but
about
it's
it.
so fucking well done. Dot Marie Jones is in it. Do you know who that is?
No.
I know her from Glee.
I didn't watch that.
I'll show you her.
You know how I feel about
Let's look it up.
But so what I was saying to him was,
she looks really familiar to me.
he's also an actor and a director and stuff like that. But I
Was
really
it Will Barnett?
Luke Barnett.
Luke Barnett. Guys, what's the name of the short?
It is called The Crossing Over Express, and his Twitter, I think, is just at Luke Barnett. But it's gone viral. It's getting shared by a lot of people, and I definitely think it could become a series or a movie or something like that.
How long ago was this?
He just posted it the other day.
Okay, yeah, I don't feel so bad not knowing about it. I mean, like, I am the man who.
Yeah, I sent you the link
Intruder.
yesterday or the day before or something like that.
When you send me things through, when it says you have a message from this show on
No, it wasn't on TikTok.
Okay.
I sent you a text.
Because what happens, I'll go and I'll see something I like, I'll click on that, and then the fucking notification goes away. You can't get it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I texted you the link, so you have that in your phone. But
We're looking at you right now, Luke.
What I really respect about anybody in this industry is the people that just go out and fucking get shit done. Like that's what I love about Jack too, is like he will go and shoot shorts with his friends and all that stuff, because at this point in the entertainment industry, it is so fucking hard to get a job that already exists. It's like but you can pave your own way.
You have to make a calling card.
Yeah.
If you want to do things, the conventional route is really dying.
Yeah.
When producing partner Andrew and I formed our production company, we had a script that was immediately snapped up and went into mainstream development. And it was such an exhaustive 6 months. We're like, what are we doing? Let's just go do this ourselves. So he wrote something that we could go out and make ourselves for the amount of money that we had. And we loved it. Yeah. And even before this movie is completely finished, we're already talking about, doing something for $250,000 in the desert in a house, a two-hander, because you can do that. And it is maddening to try to, one thing that people always say who are in the entertainment business, when you get a bunch of people there, we do like origin stories. How did you do this? And it's always like this. I don't know. Yeah. Like there's so many paths in and no two are identical. And sometimes it's sheer force of will. Sometimes it's right place, right time. Sometimes I made this happen. So I have mad respect for people that don't just sit around going, oh, I'm not auditioning anymore. Or I can't get this. So go do it yourself. Yeah. If you really want to do this, make it happen.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of like
Put yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah, exactly. That's the beauty of the internet is you can make anything. Like there are people getting super famous on social media just from recording their daily lives. Like you can pave your own way.
The thing that, again, and you have really opened my eyes to a lot of talent that's on TikTok and social media platforms, but there's so much, like I saw 5 fake videos this morning in bed.
Oh no, and certainly there are people doing
that just sours the whole experience for me because it seems so desperate and false. It's artifice and I don't like it. And so it's very hard for me to wade through that.
Yeah. And you don't have to be a fan of it, but for people that are just trying to, like, at this point, I feel like everybody's just trying to survive, right? And so if that is the path and you have to make fake shit, you're going to get people who love it and people who hate it. And
so here's the thing. It's one thing is because I'm an artist and one thing is because I want attention. And those are very different.
Yeah,
motivations.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the fake shit either.
And just that set, and I guess I came across a lot of that stuff at first, and I'm like, this isn't real. Why am I giving you my life? The one thing that I find that's really interesting about entertainment is that there is an exchange happening. Like I'm giving you my attention. Mm-hmm. I'm giving you moments of my life. It's not all going to be great, but if you waste my time enough, I'm not coming back to you or whatever.
And that's the market, right? It's like you're doing this thing in exchange for likes and comments and retweets and all of that stuff. And if people don't like it, they won't engage. Or, I mean, the biggest lesson is don't engage with stuff that you don't want to see.
That's not true. That's not true because I just saw a man the other day that was thanking MAGA. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm making thousands of dollars now a week from my platform because you are engaging me.
You're like, oh, because they're like bullying him in the comments.
Well, it's engagement.
Yeah,
it puts him in.
I genuinely wish I was a stronger person or was immune to feeling badly about myself from internet comments because I could definitely engagement farm.
That's what it's called, engagement farming.
Yeah, it's like a rage bait. Any of that stuff.
Oh, like faggot.
Yeah, faggot.
Patriot, homo, and godly.
Amen.
Amen! Exclamation point. I'm gonna become a conservative gay pundit when the money dries up, which could be any day now.
I think it's gonna go really well.
Did we ever put the faggot clip out?
I mean, faggot. I can't remember. I think something happened.
It might be out band or something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, you think is faggot? Is faggot too strong a word?
Well, fact. I don't know for sure, or it may have been in a time where I was like, "Ooh, something's happening in the news that we shouldn't." I can't remember.
Okay,
I'll look into it.
Let's clip this out. So I'm gonna start a new pundit website called Faggot, Patriot, Homo, and Godly. Amen. See, that softens it. I think it makes it.
Yeah, that does soften it when you're dressed like the devil.
Oh wait, that actually I was like,
do the Illuminati symbol afterwards.
Is it that?
There's no context for the Halloween episode at all.
Yeah. This is just how I dress. I mean, this actually is the perfect outfit for you to be doing that as the devil from the MGM.
I'm the devil, live from the MGM Grand. I'm doing a residency. getting back to scary things. So my mother tells a story that when I was a child, she was convinced somebody was getting into the house. Like she would see a man in with red hair and a white T-shirt, like pass in and out of rooms, and it would always be out of the corner of her eye. And she would run in there, be nobody there, and it would always be in the middle of the night. She would wake up and see this, and so she, at one point, my dad was on the night shift, and so she became so afraid that somebody was somehow getting into the house that she made me sleep with her. And
What were you gonna do to help?
But you know, just
I know,
just to protect me.
Yeah.
Like if you had children, you boy. Exactly. No, I'm not gonna fight.
She's like, go out there, DJ.
I was too. No, but because she thinks if somebody's actually getting in the house, because like, I'm going crazy. I mean, a ghost thing doesn't really pop into your head.
Yeah.
And so she thought somebody somehow was getting into the house, and she did it to protect me. Maybe they're right that childless cat ladies don't have different ideas. No, but you know, she would protect me. And so the thing is, I forgot, I never knew this. And as a child, so she's telling me this story. And then I said, was it a guy with had red hair? Because I thought I saw him several times too, when I was like 6 or 7. Wow. Yeah. Because she was gone out of the house at that point, and I was by myself when my dad was on the night shift.
So you saw him too?
Yeah. And I'd forgotten it.
It's definitely a ghost because he never changed his clothes.
I mean, he had a white T-shirt and red hair, and I never saw his face. But I thought, you know, like when it's really dark, your eyes will start making shapes out of faces out of stuff. That's what it was. And I would think that I would see this guy, and I'd forgotten it. And she told me that, and I was like, well, we can't both be seeing the same phantom thing, but like our imagination can't be both doing the same thing, right?
No, I mean, yeah, especially if it was not something that she had told you about and you just forgot. You know, it's like there are certain things where obviously ideas can be planted in your head and you don't even recognize that. But if you were
what Scientologists think about therapy. They think,
better not give them any ideas.
I think they think and you guys, I'm pretty sure this is true, but I'm just put a disclaimer on it, not worried about being sued. Allegedly. I believe, well, I know they're against therapy. I know they are because I told a coworker who was like a level 8 operating thetan that I was seeing a therapist, and she gasped and said, "Don't do that. They can plant things in your head." And I think it's because it makes you vulnerable, and their thetans, their bad things can pass on to you is what they believe. Yeah. And so they think that it's not just planting stuff. It's like the actual bad memories that I have that are attached to me, like the thetans or whatever, the little alien things, can pass onto you. I could transfer my thetans onto you. Oh, so therapists are smart. It's like, what are you doing? I'm making a ton of money and I'm passing away all my thetans to people.
Just giving them away. There's an account on TikTok that the comments are always so divided, whether it's real shit that's going on or this guy is just a master editor. But he somehow acquired a coin of Winston Churchill, and as soon as he brought it into his house,
like on the money, he's like on that money.
Yeah,
for the long days.
No, he's on it.
Okay.
I believe. And I think his TikTok is 666 Manchester. So he's in England, and when he brought the coin into his house, like this weird shit started happening, and then. There's now a doll involved, and I don't know if the doll just showed up or if he acquired
that fucking Annabelle.
Yeah, and when it was just the coin, the stuff was all like just kind of weird things, but the doll stuff is like she's trying to kill him, and the way he sets things, like he's gotten to the point where so many people are saying like this is fake, that he like sets up a camera, has a mirror. He puts like a paint palette in front of the mirror so that you can see it's not green screen, but like it is like if he is editing this, he really needs to get a job in film because it's done really well. But you like see the doll flying in the mirror, but it's not in the thing, and then like just it's creepy.
I found it. You want to see it?
Okay,
show me.
Oh boy, still creeps me out.
Is he so used to it?
It's just like another day for him. But like, I don't know how you would explain that.
Oh, I've seen this dude. He's raw thick.
Are they?
Yeah.
How is he doing?
It's all like monofilament and like
I don't know what that word is.
so
yes,
it's been pretty
tiny
close.
wire fishing and clear
When he
holes.
banged the table,
But who's
so I've
pulling
set
it?
the camera up.
Just people off camera.
I've put the green ball on, guys, for anybody who says green screen. You know,
That's probably a special effects guy that's just like using it.
Yeah. Everything. I've definitely been on sets where people are doing great.
Yeah, so like I said, he needs a job in editing or something like that.
Who's good at?
So it's very talented. It's super cool.
Yeah, there are some like really fucking creepy paranormal things, and that's always the thing. It's like you always immediately want to go to this is fake, this is edited, because like you were talking about protecting yourself. Like this is
But
scary.
also because so many people do this kind of stuff. It's like if people who actually have experience or are trying to prove that something's going on should be very angry at people that do this, because it's crying wolf.
Yeah.
And what if you were in a situation where you're being terrorized and nobody believes you?
Yeah, I mean,
That's all the Annabelle movies. This doll shows up, kills a bunch of people. Nobody believes it, and this is happening, and then they don't believe it to death. You know what I mean? I really don't believe this. I'm so willing to die for it. Here's the thing: the thing in all those movies, I don't get. If it will take one person to die, is when you'd be like, it's this. I'm like, I'll see you all later. I'm a full believer in this.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah, there is absolutely no reason that I would stay in the situation.
The comments are gonna. I think it's a female ghost because I think she's telling you to eat on the table. Somebody says they get sleep paralysis every night. Yeah, I've definitely had sleep paralysis. I think I've talked about it. Yeah, I've experienced that. It felt like something was holding me down. I couldn't even sit up. But yeah, Isaac's freaked out. So you do believe in this stuff?
Oh yeah,
What's your story?
My parents were very religious growing up, and they would take me to exorcisms.
What? Just to watch?
They would go and like people would be exorcised, and I would.
Were you do that like for a crowd?
Like for the whole congregation, they would bring in like a traveling priest who specializes in exorcisms would come and like exorcise people that feel like they needed some stuff taken out. And I've seen some stuff in some church sessions that you can't explain.
But a lot of that could be completely psychosomatic. If you believe something enough.
But it's as a child, so
Yeah. It's proportionate and you can't. Oh, weird conversion stuff. Yeah, like when you see all those videos of people like talking in tongues and stuff like that, you're like, there is a lot of pressure to go along with. You don't want to make the doc.
But also, you could convince yourself that you're experiencing these things.
It could, or it could be real.
But I mean, or it could be placebo. I mean, placebo pills have worked because people believe it works.
Yeah,
your brain is so powerful.
Yeah, I know. But like that's what's so fun.
That's how I move things with your mind. I try it all the time.
No,
like I'll focus really hard on it. Like
I've been trying to clean my house with my mind. It's not working.
I did it last night with the remote control, and then I realized if I only get one shot at it, I don't want to waste it. I'm just getting to make one foot for the soup.
I do it all the time. I'll focus my energies, trying to move something, and it won't happen, and I get bored.
Do you try and bring it to you or push it away?
Push it away. Push and move it.
Yeah, they're like
I'm lazy
trying to claim that they can do that, but they do it with like a sheet of paper, and it's like you're just breathing heavy. She's like it flies away. Yeah.
But I like. Obviously, this is such a hot button issue, or it's something that probably will never be solved. The sense of the paranormal, and we are so entertained by it because it viscerally applies to all of us. We all have a death date.
Yeah, I think what if is a very scary question to ask.
It's what keeps us so engaged with horror movies.
Yeah, I love being scared.
I love being scared, but I watch horror movies with my fingers in my ears. Like, I don't like the noises. I like See No Evil wasn't scary. The jump scares, though, I get jump scared 7 times. I jump scare probably easier than you do.
I jump scare because of your jump scare.
Exactly.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm good to see a horror movie with. You'll have better talent.
But like that's the thing too is I've yet to find a horror movie that like really scares me, and it's not that I've seen all of them, but I'm always looking for something that actually scares me. And there are things that I'm like find really gripping, and I'm like, oh, that was tense or whatever. But when people talk about like The Shining, like it's the most terrifying, I'm like that wasn't a scary movie.
But also,
I mean, of the time,
that's what I'm saying. It's the time. Like if you watch the original Psycho, it's not scary at all. It's just weird.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I take it back. Child's Play gave me nightmares for 3 years.
Because you were a child, right?
Yeah, my dad had us watch it when I was 5. No, that's why I don't remember my childhood.
Little Pet Cemetery freaked me out because that little boy Gage, who actually knows the cause, he dies and his parents bury him in a pet cemetery where the pets all come back, and he comes back as a little demon. Fam, it scared the shit out of me as a child.
Yeah,
It's because it's when I watched it. But if you watch Psycho, the shower scene, it's bad. She's being stabbed to death. Spoiler alert. But they were horrified by it because you can't imagine stuff like that back then.
yeah. I mean, the scariest movies to me, the paranormal stuff doesn't freak me out, and but the scariest movies to me are like the psychological thrillers and the things that are very likely to happen in real life.
We saw with the serial killer the other day.
Strange Darling.
Yeah, that was scary.
I don't know that. I mean, that one felt tense to me, but I don't know that I felt scared by that.
Because my mind starts to think about the millions of people who've gone home with people,
Right.
and it starts going weird how they felt, and the thousands, tens of thousands of times it's resulted in you being buried under the house.
Yeah, I mean, like any of those movies, like The Strangers as a concept, I think is a really fucking scary.
The second one wasn't good.
Yeah, the second one wasn't great. But I mean, even the first one, I'm like, I wanted to be scared more by it. But like, that is the type of stuff that scares the shit out of me. Like real people doing real evil shit.
There's a movie called A Knock at the Cabin, I think.
Is it A Knock at the Cabin in the Woods?
You know, that's a different movie.
Last House on the Left.
I really, really loved Cabin in the Woods, though. Yeah, but there's an actor in it. I can stand it in real life.
Knock at the Cabin. Oh, it's 2023.
Yeah.
Oh, did I watch this?
So that is not traditionally scary, but it really fucked me up.
I think I started to watch this, but it was when I like first got Rhino, and at the beginning of this, there was like dogs barking or so many knocks or whatever that
He was being disturbed.
yeah, he would just
Honestly, I've said about scary movies. Like I never like what'll come out on Netflix, and the only time that it will occur to me to watch it is when I'm alone, late at night. You're like, well, I should watch this, and it always messes me up. Same. You're like, why am I doing this to myself? I could be doing this in the daytime, because we love torturing ourselves.
No, but who wants to watch a scary movie when the sun's out and it's like they're all so darkly lit too that you can't watch it when it's light out.
Well, it makes it more palatable.
Yeah, but
What I'm saying.
I can't do. I think you are also the same. I cannot do gore. Ugh.
The side movies are not for me.
Jeepers Creepers made me so physically numb. It was a fine in terms of the content. I wasn't bothered by it. The gross gore of it made me nauseous.
I didn't find that gory. I tried to watch the Saw movies, one of the Saw movies, and that is like, cutting of bone sounds and all of that, and it's stabbing watermelon sounds.
Jigsaw would be so sad to see me coming because I'd be like, I'm not gonna play the game.
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
Let's play a game.
No. Do I have to stand up?
Hold on, this episode of Bullet X almost over.
Actually, we usually don't play the drinking round if we have to stand up and go to the front.
Yeah, I mean,
We actually ask, is this a stand-up thing? Yeah, we played last night.
yeah. Well, because I mean, so often too, you're having to do things in front of the entire bar, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
I like being watched.
Did you guys do creepy Halloween shit when you were a kid, like Bloody Mary?
Oh,
or, like, cut yourself?
Yeah, so we had
myself in a bath.
we had this local witch named Sadie Baker. Seriously, and she between these two towns, Tillamook, where I was born, and lived for a long time, in Manchester, where I went to high school, there is a church on Rutledge Falls Road, I believe, and there's a grave in there that is, I think it's Sadie Baker's grave. I think it says her name on it, but it's covered in concrete. And that is the old wives' tale about witches. is that you had to bury them and then cover their graves in concrete.
You're from a town called Tullahoma?
Yeah, it's an Indian name.
Okay.
It is. But look,
Telehomo to telehomo.
but look, Tullahoma. Is this hanging around? I'm speaking right now. If you also experienced this,
From the MGM, it's Satan.
Tullahoma. If you've experienced any of this, send us an email at loadedpod at gmail.com. Hey, look up Sadie Baker, witch. And we have the Bell Witch, which is where I'm from, the famous Bell Witch. Have you ever heard of the Bell Witch?
I can't.
The legends that Coffee County. I'm from Coffee County. Those Tullahoma's in Coffee County. So is Manchester. So yeah. So her. See, there's.
What the fuck is it?
Why would somebody pay a
subscription
from the Tullahoma
Tullahoma News? Hey, Tullahoma News, if you're listening, nobody's doing that. So see, look, there's concrete around on the outside of the grave.
so that she can't get out?
Yeah, it used to run all the way the length. Can you see the concrete that's outside of the grave on the? Yeah, and so you would go there when you get driver's license, and you go late at night and light candles around it and see if you can see her. So we do all that stuff to scare ourselves. And then there's the town over. I think it's in War Trace, Tennessee. They have the Bell Witch, and I think people died like mysteriously there, and they blamed a woman. They may have killed her.
Yeah, most likely.
It was probably just a woman that showed her ankles, and some guy was like,
"She's a witch.
She's a witch," and then people died of like impetigo or something. He died of a toothache. It was like 1874. Dysentery. Yeah. Okay, so there's the story, and then we had another living witch named Kitty Cathy that lived on the mountain. That people like the legend around her was that if she peed on your picture or something, you just die. Like something crazy like that.
That sounds like one of those weird laws.
Exactly. In the last podcast.
Tennessee.
No, we did a thing for our Patreon. We read weird laws. In Tennessee, it's illegal to pee on somebody's picture.
I like looking up Kitty Cathy. It just brings up Hello Kitty.
Look up the Bell Witch. The Bell Witch is famous. Kitty Cathy is a Sadie Baker is a local thing, but the Bell Witch, they made a movie out of it.
Let's see. Legend from Southern United States folklore centered on the 19th century Bell family. According to legend from 1817 to 1821, his family and the local area came under attack by a mostly invisible entity that was able to speak, affect the physical environment, and shapeshift. Some accounts record the spirit also to have been clairvoyant and capable of crossing long distances with superhuman speed.
So this was a thing that went on for years that people fundamentally believe.
In 1817, John Bell witnessed the apparition of a strange creature resembling a dog with the head of a rabbit. Bell fired at the animal, but it disappeared.
He probably was on peyote.
I know, you wonder how many experiences that people have
back then,
based on drugs.
People made their own alcohol back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was the thing that went on for years. But anyway, as an adult, though, it's fascinating that when I really think about it, because I feel detached from these things, but these are things that we talked about all the time.
Yeah.
Because, and that it begs the question, because, the South is sort of the last area of the country that is still, or until recently, was pretty left alone.
Mm-hmm.
And all California, you're like, oh wait, we should be fair, it's so cheap.
I did a photo shoot years ago at Channel Islands, Cal State Channel Islands, and they had like an old psych ward essentially that was shut down. But we went into the building, and I don't know if I ever talked about this on here, but like I took a picture of the hallway. I took a few pictures, and when I went back and looked at them later, the bottom of the picture was at the top. Like there was a line, and the bottom of the picture was at the top, and the top was at the bottom. But when we were walking through the hallways, the pipes were all clanking and all that stuff. It was kind of creepy.
Okay, let's end this. I don't want to put it on the spot, but my scariest movie from the scariest moment from any movie, the thing that stayed with me my whole life, is in Poltergeist 2. There's an old man preacher who
that is scary.
Yeah, who wants this child, He needs your soul. He was a cult leader who's been dead for years. He took a bunch of people out into the Western United States and sealed and buried them all alive with himself. And it's that guy right there. Give me the angel. That's what he talks like. He's like, I bet you're feeling ineffective as a father. And he goes, why? And he goes, because I'm smart. That moment scared the shit out of me. I still think about it in the dark. Also, when I had cancer, I kind of looked like that. And so I would scare myself in the mirror with my own silhouette by saying it.
Guys, we're going to look at cancer pictures of DJ and the Patreon. You can check us out at patreon.com/loadedpod. Follow us on social media at loadedpod. You can send us an email for questions, advice, whatever at probablyloadedpod@gmail.com. And we will see you next week.
Give me the angel. I'm with that.
Bye.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
Then tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.